Okay, so my fat, hairy fuck face is back here on YouTube. It's been a long time, and since I made a video, uh, and I wanted to, but I've just been distracted, um, with work, and recently I've been doing jury duty for these past 2 weeks, which is a pain in the ass, and but just preoccupied with a lot of stuff, and the real reason too is also because I've been well, I'll be honest with you. One of the reasons I've been gone for so long is because I've been uh, watching a lot of porn and downloading a lot of porn. But you don't have to be worried if I'm gonna catch a virus or something, because all the porn I watch and download is from sites that I pay for. I subscribe to a bunch of different porn sites. Four right now. I subscribe to Brazzers, Naughty America, Reality Kings, and BangBros.com. Um, and that's mainly what I've been doing, is watching and downloading a lot of porn. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Yes, I do watch a lot of porn. Um, I don't know. I think I might have a problem, but if I ever think I have a problem, I just do what I always do, and that's avoid it and take a nap. But in this case, I'm here to talk about the movie Sabotage, the latest Arnold film, which came out, I believe, in late March. Late March, I believe. So I went to see it in the theater. I went after work because I wasn't even really going to see it. I was going to wait for DVD, but right now they're renovating our bathroom. Well, my bathroom, the one out here in the living room, and on that day, because they to do everything, they have to shut the water off, and I didn't want to come back to the house and you know uh, just piss in the toilet and not be able to flush or whatever. So I was like, you know what, they're going to be there until 6 or 7 in the afternoon. So after I got out of work, I went to the 4 o'clock, 4:35 showing of Sabotage, or whatever. It's cheaper, only by $2. It's 9.75 for a regular showing. It's 7.75 for a matinee, so not that much cheaper, but whatever. I went by myself. Usually I go with my friends, but this time I went by myself because usually I'm the only one out of my friends that ever has any money left after we get a paycheck. um, but I have less expenses, I guess, than they do, except for when I buy shit off of Amazon. Um, so I went by myself, and of course, since the movie tanked horribly, um, and the theater was pretty much empty. It was me. I was up in the top row. There was like a group of three, and then some old lady that was there by herself. Which, considering the movie that we were all watching, it seemed weird that some old lady would come to see this. But I guess she's an Arnold fan or something. I don't know. Um, Going into the film, I had really no expectations whatsoever. I had heard nothing but bad things from pretty much everyone. Critically, it did horribly. Uh, well, IGN gave it a good review. They said it was one of the best movies Arnold had done in years. But IGN. You know what they say about IGN.com? You can't spell ignorant without IGN. You know, they give perfect scores to every single Call of Duty game ever made. And yeah, I like Call of Duty, but I'm not spending $60 for the same game every fucking year. But anyway, so I went into this with low expectations, as low as they could possibly be. And I liked Arnold's last movie, The Last Stand. Escape Plan, I honestly didn't care for. I didn't see that in the theater. I downloaded it, and I watched it at a friend's house, and my friend didn't even like it. He didn't like it either. We both thought it was just lame. Um, so this had no hope for. Started watching the movie. Now, first of all, the trailer lies. It makes it look first. Okay, here's what the trailer does. First, you think that They make some big drug bust and they find a bunch of money, and they're now like heroes or something. But then they find out that some of the money actually went missing, and they don't know who took it. And you get that line where Arnold's like, "Oh, it could be somebody on my team who took the money or whatever," and then the cartel's basically retaliating on them because they think one of them took the money, and then you get that line from that female cop. What the fuck was her name? I forgot her character's name. I don't know the actress's name, and I don't know the character's name. I don't remember. But the female cop with the short hair, she says the only way to stop the cartel is to find out who took the money, which I believe that line is actually in the movie. But the context of what you think is that's setting up in the trailer, that's not what happens in the movie. And I'll get to that. Then you see that his family gets kidnapped, and Arnold's like, I'm going to destroy them. Right? Okay. That's not what that line is in the movie. It's different. I'll get to that later, too. So, you think he's going to go rescue his family. He's going to get his team together. They're going to go rescue his family. And they're going to fuck some shit up in Mexico. As if that's any possible. I'm Mexican. I've been to Mexico. It's already fucked up. Except if you go to the touristy spots like Cancun or Acapulco or Puerto Vallarta. Which, really, if you're white and you want a vacation in Mexico, that's where you got to go. Okay? Don't go to fucking Tijuana. Trust me. You probably won't make it back to America. Negative stereotype? Yes. But I'm Mexican and I can say that. Okay. When this movie starts, Arnold's family's already dead. You see him watching a video of his wife getting tortured. And that's how the movie starts. You see him watching the video. Then it cuts to him in a hoodie sitting, washing his hands in a bucket of water. And then we get this title, Sabotage. Then it cuts to about, I think it's 8 months later. Arnold is with his crew. You get that scene from like the Red Van trailer where they're in the truck and one of them's like, who the fuck dropped ass? That was me. Oh, fuck, man. One guy's actually smelling it. One guy blows the fart into his nose. He's like, that's good. Is that brisket? That's pungent. That's good. Jesus Christ. That was supposed to be funny, too. I didn't fucking laugh. It was terrible. And that's how this movie starts. With a fucking fart joke. And one guy going, that's good. Was that brisket? Brisket? The guy's like, yeah, man, I had that for lunch the other day. It's fucking good, man. Yeah. And Arnold goes, shut the fuck up. Yes. That's what I want to say. Shut the fuck up. Because it's not fucking funny. I'm laughing because it's stupid, not because it's funny. I laugh ironically like some hipster douchebag. And nobody laughed at that, by the way, folks. Every single attempt at humor in the movie, the 4 other people that were there besides me didn't laugh. I didn't fucking laugh. None of it was funny. I'll see if I can. I'll later on throughout the review, I'll see if I can remember some of the other lines of dialogue. But I can't really remember a whole lot about this movie. But so bear with me, folks. You find out that the Lizzie, Sam Worthington's character's wife, she's undercover in this house, in this giant mansion with the drug cartel. And that's where Arnold and his crew are headed. The chick Lizzie, she takes the guy upstairs. They're about to have sex. Arnold and his crew show up. They crash through the gate. They blow a hole like in the side of the building. When that happens, Lizzie Chicks kicks the guy in the balls, knocks him over, shoots him a bunch of times, and then she jumps over the balcony. She meets up with Arnold's crew, and she says, look, I know where the money is. You got to go with me. They go in, and you get this shit in the trailer where they come in, they shoot a couple people. Arnold doesn't do much. He has a shotgun. He shoots maybe 2 guys when he comes in. Then they get to the part where there's that scene in the trailer where there's that big wall and they put the explosive and they blow it up and they go through and they find the money. And here's where the trailer lies. Where I said earlier that it makes it look like they find a bunch of money and they make this big bust. They're not there to arrest anybody. They're there on assignment, but they're not there to arrest anybody because everyone they run into, they kill. Now they have to because they're getting shot at. But the point I'm trying to make is they're not there to arrest anybody. From the beginning of this movie, there's no mystery as to who took the fucking money. The $10 million went missing. They're there to steal this money. Okay? They're there to steal the $10 million. There's no mystery as to, oh, maybe one of them took the money and that's why they're getting hunted down. No. They're stealing the money. So right off the bat, you understand that these people they're crooked. And so is Arnold's character. But there's a reason for Arnold's character being crooked, and I'll get to that later. So you see them taking money from this big giant stack, like you saw in the trailer. They're putting it in bags. They're tying it to a rope. And there's this, like, toilet that is just covered in shit. There's a toilet, right there where the money's at, because somebody's got to watch everything. And it's just covered in shit everywhere. And it's like a perfect metaphor for this movie because it fucking sucks. And they're going, oh, God, this fucking smells bad. And they take the toilet off, and they take the money, the $10 million that they took from the giant pile, and they put it down the drain pipe. And they're going to go to where the drain pipe ends in the sewers and get the money later. And to cover up the fact that they took some of the money, they put a propane tank, I think it was. Or was it not a propane tank, some type of explosive. Could have been C4 for the fuck I know. And they're about to leave, and as they leave, they shoot at it, and it blows up the money. And then they go down into the tunnels later on to go get the money, the $10 million they stole. They get there, the money's gone. Somebody cut the rope and took the money. And that's where the mystery of the film kind of comes in. It's not as to which one, stole the money from this bust. It was who took the money that they stole. Because no one else knew it was there besides them. So right off the bat, one of them took it. Spoiler alert! Arnold was the one that took the fucking money. Why? I will get to it because it's fucking stupid later. Because we don't find out why he took it until the end of the movie. But right now I'm letting you know, Arnold took the fucking money. He was the one that went back to take it. I shouldn't have been surprised. But because I don't know. I'm kind of mad at myself because I didn't see that coming. That Arnold was the one that stole the fucking money. But yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. But after that, they're being investigated by the DEA because they suspect that some of the money that was supposed to be, that they destroyed. I don't know how they know this, but they suspect some of the money was taken. And if all the money got blown up, how the hell could they know? Unless in the ashes they were able to count how much money was there, but whatever. I guess it doesn't fucking matter. They just assumed some money was taken because it was estimated that this amount was going to be there, but it appeared that $10 million was missing. It doesn't make sense. You blew up the fucking money. How do they know that? They investigate them for a while. Arnold's getting followed, and the two DEA agents that are watching Arnold, you see them outside of his house. They're having this little conversation. One guy's talking, man, I gotta go take a piss. I gotta take a piss. Fuck. All right, well look, man, I'm gonna let you use my piss bottle. He pulls out a fucking piss bottle. Just imagine this as like one of those big orange juice or apple juice bottles. He pulls it out, and it's filled with piss. And he says, here, man, use my fucking piss bottle. And man's like, look, I'm not sticking my dick anywhere your dick has been. And the guy's like, well, what about Julia? Giant piss bottle. I'm not sticking my dick in. Dick is big. Yeah, your dick will fit in it, though. My dick ain't going to fit in that. I'm not putting anywhere dick is big. That's one of the jokes in this movie. He pulls out he reaches in the back seat, and he pulls out a bottle filled with piss. And he tells the guy, here, piss in this. I'm not pissing in that. I'm not putting my dick where your dick has been. What about Julia? Did that sound funny? Because it's not. Nobody was laughing. I remember. Nobody was fucking laughing. I didn't laugh. And they're nice with Arnold. Like, they park right in front of his house, so he knows he's being followed. And Arnold comes out. He gives him some Pop Tarts for breakfast. And Arnold's like, "Don't piss in my bushes anymore. I have security cameras. I see everything." It's like, all right, all right. And the guy's like, "Are you sure you don't want to use my piss bottle?" "Man, I'm not sticking my dick anywhere your dick is big." God damn it. So Arnold's being followed. His crew's being investigated. Eventually, the DEA, they can't find any evidence against Arnold and his crew, so they just drop the case. So Arnold goes and he puts his crew back together. And we get to meet some of these people. Now, most of these people are just kind of there. For instance, Terrence Howard. He barely does anything in this movie. He's just in the background. He barely has any dialogue. Okay? He's just kind of there. Then you got Sam Worthington's character, who's married to this bitch, Lizzie. I remember her. Her character is a hopped up meth head junkie whore. She's just terribly unlikable person. You got Grinder with the dreadlocks. You've got all these people, and they're giving each other shit. They're talking about how Lizzie's like, the bitch is like, "Motherfucker, you want to fuck some of this, don't you?" "Yeah, I fucked the dick right off of you." "No, true, and bitch, I wouldn't touch you if I could cut my dick off. Fuck you with it." That's probably not the right. That's not the line. I'm just making this up because I don't fucking remember what they said. There's a lot of f-bombs and shit and fuck whatever. And then Arnold shows up. He's like, the investigation's over, putting the team back together. And then they do this little thing where they come in and they do a training thing and they shoot a couple things. And shortly after that the training scene, they go to a strip club and they get drunk or whatever. Eventually, Terrence Howard, because he's drunk, they're all wasted at this point, gets up on the stage and he fucks around with the pole and he swings on it. And the security guard, who is just doing his job, says, "Hey man, get off the thing. You gotta get off that thing. You can't be up there." And then this one guy, the guy who lives in the motorhome, gets hit by the train. He comes up and he just punches the security guard in the face, knocks him down. And Arnold's the one that breaks it up. He's like, "All right, let's get out of here." And then the guy named Grinder, the guy with the dreadlocks, not the dreadlocks, the cornrows, I think, not dreadlocks, cornrows, finishes his drink and then just throws it on the guy. And these are your characters. These are the people you're supposed to like. Why? They're assholes. This was just some security guard doing his job. Because Terrence Howard was being a drunken idiot getting up on the fucking stage on the stripper pole, and he gets punched in the face for it, and this guy throws his drink on him like a fucking asshole. And that's where you get the first person to die is that guy in the motorhome. He wakes up, he can't get out of his house or the motorhome he lives in, and it's parked on a train track. He tries to get out. He's like, "Fuck! What the fuck? Fuck! What the fuck?" He can't open the door. Why doesn't he try to break his window or something and climb out of that? No, he just tries to open the door and he can't get out. Break the fucking window or something. Even if he couldn't get through it in time, he doesn't even try. He's just, "Fuck! Fuck!" And then he gets, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And the train hits it, and I will admit, some of the camera work is cool because you do see inside of the motorhome as it's like spinning around. There's no shaky cam in the movie, none that I noticed. So David Ayer at least is competently directing the film, and it's a cool shot. I mean, you see it kind of just spin around inside. You see it the motorhome spin around when the train hits it, and of course he gets killed. He gets fucking splattered all over the place. Again, why doesn't he try to break his fucking window to get the fuck out of the motorhome? He just yells, "Fuck! What the fuck? Fuck!" Doesn't even try to break the fucking window. At least try. He just tries to open the door, but he can't because they locked it from the outside. Are the windows in old ass RVs from 1995 shatterproof? Anyway, after that, Arnold shows up, and that's where we're introduced to the female cop character. Again, I don't know. I don't remember her character's name. I don't remember the actress's name because this movie's fucking forgettable. She's there, and you see that parts of that guy's body were splattered all over the place. I will admit, it's a rated R. It's a very bloody fucking movie with a lot of great practical makeup effects. It's gory as all hell. Um, doesn't save the film though. And Arnold comes in, he talks to her, he's like, what's going on? Who did this? Whatever. I can't even remember. It's a fucking forgettable movie, folks. And keep in mind that the only action that's happened in this film happened at the beginning of the movie, and it wasn't even much. They shoot a couple people, they blow up this wall. Arnold kills 2 people with a shotgun, maybe. I don't even fucking remember. But at this point, almost nothing has happened besides that. You get a bunch of fucking asshole characters and the train hitting the RV. That's it. That's all that's happened so far. Who else? Who dies after that? They're investigating. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Arnold remembers that he had another member of his crew that quit the DEA and he went off the grid, and he decides he wants to go warn him. So he goes with the female cop lady to where he lives, and they find him dead. They find him shot up. They shot him in the head. Actually, no. Before that, they killed another guy. They kill this other guy. I forgot who. They find him. He's in his house, and he's up in the fucking... he's in the ceiling. You saw that in the Red Band trailer. He's up in the ceiling. His insides are just sticking out, hanging out, just pouring out, and the cop lady, actually, she slips in a pool of blood, and she's all covered in the shit. But again, really good makeup effects. The gore and the blood, it looks really good. The intestines and shit hanging out, it's good. It's practical. Doesn't make the movie any better. Maybe a little bit, but it doesn't make the movie, it doesn't make the movie great. Doesn't make me like the movie any more than I already don't. And then that's when Arnold goes to find his friend who quit the DA and went off the grid. That's where they find him dead. He's been shot up. And basically what you get here is Arnold shows up, and it's one of those things where, like, when he shows up, he looks around, and then we see what happened. We see that his friend was ambushed by these guys with machine guns that are shooting at him. You get a little decent shootout. But eventually his friend got hit in the shoulder or whatever. He goes inside his house, and they shoot him. They shoot him in the head. They kill him. He's dead. Then eventually they find one of the people that went to kill Arnold's friend. They find him. They find that he's got this tattoo on him. He's Guatemalan military. It's the type of people that the cartel hires all the time to perform hits. Then eventually you see these fishermen who pull up a dead body. And they find 3 dead bodies. And it turns out that these 3 guys are the other 3 people that were sent to kill the other guy, Arnold's friend. Because they have the same tattoo, Guatemalan military. So, eventually, Arnold, Terrence Howard, Sam Worthington, his drugged out, meth head, junkie, bitch, whore of a wife, and the guy with the cornrows, dreadlock, are left. There's 5 of them left. That's where you have that scene when they have that meeting. They're talking, they don't trust each other, and you find out that Sam Worthington's wife, Lizzie, was having an affair with Terrence Howard's character. Sam Worthington's like, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. He leaves with her. And earlier before that, you have this really forced scene where Arnold goes to give some information to the female cop lady, and they have sex. You don't see it. You just see her kiss him, and then it cuts to the next day, and you find out that they had sex. came out of fucking nowhere. Arnold and that lady didn't have any fucking chemistry. So I don't know what the fuck the point of that was. Then, that's where you get the scene where they have the meeting. You find out Lizzie, Sam Worthington's wife, was having an affair with Terrence Howard. They drive off together. They leave, whatever. Actually, no, fuck. I forgot about this. Fuck. This movie's... fuck. Okay. Before that, before they find the dead assassins, they think Arnold... you get that scene where Arnold gives that one lady some information, and they have sex, and the lady finds out that there's these... that the possible assailants are at this apartment complex somewhere in town. She tells Arnold that, and then Arnold gets his crew together, and then they go down there, and they try to find them, and they get into a little bit of a shootout. Again, Arnold's got a shotgun. I think he kills, like, one guy. You get that scene in the trailer where Sam Worthington's like, whoop, 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 pulls out his gun, shoots the guy in the head. Okay, decent. And then you get this one part that I actually wanted to talk about because I thought this was this I actually thought was funny, but I'm not sure if it was supposed to be funny. Where Sam Worthington looks around, looks, oh, wait a second, these guys aren't them. These aren't fucking Guatemalan special forces. They don't even look Guatemalan or whatever. And Arnold tells Sam Worthington, "We'll check again." And Sam Worthington goes, "Yeah, still not them." That's how he does it too, folks. He's like, "Yeah, still not them." And I don't even think that was supposed to be funny. I think that was supposed to be taken seriously. So, and then after that, that's where they have that meeting, and you find out that shit I just said. Shortly after that, we find out, not even shortly after that, before that, after the scene in the apartment complex, you find out Arnold's backstory. You find out that Arnold and his crew, they arrested a top guy in the Mexican drug cartel, and this crooked cop, this female cop in Mexico, pulled out a gun, shot the guy dead when they were turning him over to the Mexican police because they didn't want him to talk. But that wasn't enough. They also wanted to get revenge on the guy that captured him in the first place. So they went after Arnold's wife and son. He has a wife and kid. They kidnap them both. They get tortured to death, and they film it, and they send it to him. And you find out that Arnold actually went to Mexico to try and find the people that killed his wife and kid. Doesn't find them. And that's where you get that scene where he's dipping his bloody hands in a bucket of water and he's washing them. You know, because he tortured some people to find out where they are. But he never found them. Okay. Shortly after the little meeting they have, you find out Lizzie's having an affair with Terrence Howard. They fuck off. The character of Grinder decides he wants to talk to the female cop and Arnold because he knows something and he wants to tell them. And they meet at a diner. Guy comes in. Grinder comes in, sits down. Boom, his head gets blown off. And again, cool makeup effects because you see like when he's hanging off the seat and you see the side of his head and like his skin is just like hanging there. You see like the hole and like his skin is like hanging off his head. That was okay, cool, practical. Then Arnold and her go to investigate, and then you find out who pulled the trigger, and you see that it's Lizzie. It's Sam Worthington's wife. That she killed him, and she and Terrence Howard, who have been having an affair, are the ones that have been killing off the other members of the team. Why? I'll get to that because it's really stupid. Arnold then goes to her house to try and find her. Sam Worthington and Lizzie's house. They see blood coming out of the refrigerator. They open it up. They see that Sam Worthington's character is dead. He's got his throat slit because you see earlier, you see like a flashback where Lizzie's trying to leave, but Sam Worthington's got her passport. He shreds it in the fucking garbage disposal in the sink, and she pulls out a knife and slices his throat. And then just when he dies, she puts him in the refrigerator. And that's where Arnold, that scene in the trailer where he says, "I'm going to destroy them." That line in the movie is not that. That scene is there, but instead what he says is, "I'm going to fucking kill her." So that was a big lie. That was never in the fucking movie. That scene was, but that line was not. Then you get the finale where uh, Lizzie calls Arnold because they want to kill him too. Her and Terrence Howard want to kill him too. And he says, "Fine, I'll meet you, but I'll meet you in a parking garage." And they have this. Arnold goes to the meeting, and they want to set him up because they've got Lizzie's in the trunk of another car, and she's gonna shoot him, and she does. She shoots him in the back, but Arnold's wearing a vest. And then and then you get the car chase. The car chase that was in the trailer where Arnold's in the top, and he's shooting at the car, and she's in the back seat, shooting back at them, and she ends up shooting some woman in another car, which they kind of have to dodge that. And again, it's a decent scene. I mean, at least this is the most that Arnold's done so far. He's in the back. He's shooting at the truck at the other car again. It's cool. It's decent. It's the most Arnold has done so far in this entire movie. But Arnold's not the one that even stops the car. It's not like he shoots the tires and then Terrence Howard skids and then he flips over and they both get killed and it blows up. No, Terrence Howard runs over this woman who's in a bicycle and her fucking head just explodes all over the fucking windshield. And he's like, I can't see shit. And you know what he does? He pulls out a napkin or something. I don't know. Maybe I didn't really see a napkin, but he does something. Like he takes his hand out and he puts it over the windshield. It's like, I can't see shit. And then he crashes into a flatbed truck and the windshield goes into it like that. And that's how Terrence Howard dies. So the car stops, not because Arnold, shot at it. And Arnold didn't stop it. It's just because Terrence Howard ran over some woman and he couldn't see anymore, so he crashed into that. And they stopped the car. Lizzie's all fucked up. And Arnold's asked her why. And she said, because those motherfuckers stole from me and they deserve to die. So the reason that she decided to kill all of her friends was based on the slight chance that one of them may have taken the money for themselves. Okay. I could believe that if she was doing this with if she was doing this with Sam Worthington's character, if they were in on this together. Because she's hopped up on drugs. She's clearly, her mind took a long walk off a short cliff. Clearly, she's fucked up in the head. But why does Terrence Howard's character go along with this? Why? You don't get to know him at all. He's just there in the fucking background doing almost nothing. And all of a sudden, he decides, yeah, let's go kill all of our friends because maybe they stole some money from us that we in turn stole from a fucking drug cartel. It doesn't make sense. Like, was sex with that fucking junkie whore so great that he's willing to murder all of his friends for her? It's stupid. Like, it would have made more sense if it was Sam Worthington and her doing this because, okay, it's his wife, It's his wife. They feel like they were both wrong. No, it's her and Terrence Howard who were having an affair. It doesn't make any sense. I get why she would do it because she's fucked up in the head, but why does Terrence Howard's character do this? There's no indication throughout the entire movie that he hates any of them, that he's fucked up in the head. He's, like I said, he's just there in the background for most of the movie. He barely has any fucking dialogue. This just doesn't make any sense. This is fucking stupid. Why would he do this? Why would he be like, yeah, let's go murder all of our friends? Because you know what? They may or may not have stolen some of our money. Why? And it's not like they stopped and they tortured some of these people. Hey, where's our money? No, they just killed them. And then, of course, at that point, you find out, like I said earlier, that Arnold took the money. And the Lizzie chick, she puts her hand on the gun that she was firing, and Arnold just shoots her dead. And the female cop lady, she's like, "What the fuck? What's going on?" And he says, "Just be a good girl and play along." And backup finally shows up. She walks away from Arnold, and then Arnold just disappears. She's like, "Detain." Oh, his name is Breacher, by the way. I forgot his name was Breacher. Contain Breacher. Don't let him go. And the cops are around. They're like, "Where is he? He was right there." Arnold just disappears into thin air because literally 1 second he's like, here's what he was doing. Say this is Arnold. He's standing right there in the shot, right? And then he just moves away like this. Oh, hold on. He's standing right there. Just literally just walks off to the side, and he's gone. Nowhere to be seen. Again, just right there, he's gone. Just literally just steps off to the side, and now they can't find him. It then cuts to him in Mexico, and he's at the federal police station, and you find out that the reason he took the money was so that he could bribe the Mexican police so that they would tell him where he could find the people that murdered his wife and son. Now, this is why I thought this was stupid. Did he really need $10 million to bribe the Mexican police force? In Mexico, if you've got money, especially American dollars, you could bribe the fucking police with $200 and they'll let you go. I'm not even kidding, folks. You know, Mexico's a poor country. That's what desperation does to people. That's why the drug cartels can buy the police off so easily. I think that with $1 million, he could have started off with, look, here's 50 grand. Tell me where they are. And that's what he's doing, too. You see him piling up money on the desk, and he says in Spanish, he's like, dime dónde están. Dígame. And the guy's just looking at him. Dígame. You know, tell me, where are they? And then eventually Arnold pulls up more money. Tell me. And then the cop pulls out a file. There you go. That's what you need to know. Did 100 grand? With 100 grand, he could have bought that information. Did he really need $10 million? And also, why does Arnold wait this long? Because I don't think he ever intended to just go down there, find the people that murdered his family, and then go back to his normal life. Why doesn't he just leave right away? The second he takes the money, hightail it to Mexico, kill these people, and then just disappear with whatever money, whatever money he's got left. Okay. The last scene in the movie, he goes to a bar, or a cantina, because they're in Mexico, finds the people there, and he corners this one guy in the bathroom, knocks him down, blows his head off, throws a flash grenade, opens the door of the bathroom, throws out a flash grenade, blows up, comes out, shoots a bunch of guys. You get a decent little shootout. Shoots a couple guys here. Again, you get practical blood squibs. Practical blood squibs. Okay. Gets a decent shootout. Shoots this one bitch who was shooting at him in the head. Then there's the last guy that he has to kill who's fucking up with his gun. He's trying to reload his gun, but he's shaking around. Arnold shoots him dead. He sits down at his table, and you see that he's got like a gunshot wound somewhere over here. He doesn't die. You just see that he's got it there. So I guess it's supposed to be ambiguous. He lights up he pours himself a shot of tequila, and he lights up a cigar, and that's the end of the fucking movie. That was Sabotage. This movie sucks. It's first of all, it's not an action movie. There's maybe 4 action scenes in the whole movie, and Arnold barely does anything. He barely does anything in this movie. The most he gets to do, it's at the very end. The scene with the car chase is okay. It's decent. The shootout at the end when he kills those guys in the cantina, decent. That's it. That is the most he gets to do in this movie. In the first parts of the film, he shoots like 2, maybe 3 guys with a shotgun. Not much of anything. I mean, yeah, in The Last Stand, he doesn't do much in the first half, but in the second act, he gets to do a lot more. In this, it's barely anything. Uh, the rest of the supporting cast, the female cop lady was fine. The guy who played her partner did okay. The rest of the actors were either just a bunch of unlikable, drunken assholes. Uh, Sam Worthington's character actually kind of redeems himself because there's a scene where he goes and because he's the one that tells the female cop Arnold's backstory. You know, he tells her what happened to his family, or whatever, and he's kind of the only somewhat likable person. But I still didn't care enough about his character. Like when he dies, I didn't give a shit. Terrence Howard is in the fucking background. He barely does anything. And I'm sure that was on purpose so that you would be surprised when you find out that he's in on it, that he's the one helping this bitch kill the rest of her friends. Again, that doesn't make any sense. Why is he going along with this? They never established that he hates his friends, that he does he really feel that betrayed that he's going to let me murder all of my friends because maybe they stole some money from me. One of them may or may not have stolen money from me. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's fucking stupid. And the Lizzie chick, the fucking cunt, bitch, meth head, junkie, whore, she's the most unlikable out of all of them. She is. And she was just unbearable most of the time. I could not fucking stand her. Arnold does fine. He does a good job. I like this character. I don't understand why he needed $10 million to bribe the fucking Mexican police force when he could have bribed them with fucking 50 grand. If that. Okay. God damn it. I don't know what else to say. I didn't like this movie. I did not like this movie. I was bored. For most of the movie, I was bored. Almost not barely anything happens. It's not a good act. Obviously, it's not an action movie. It's not supposed to be an action movie. Even as a thriller, it's not very good. Even as a thriller, it's not very good. The mystery isn't very interesting. The mystery that you thought you were going to get from the trailer, that doesn't happen. You know from the beginning, Arnold's family's already dead. You know from the beginning that Arnold and his crew did take the money. The mystery isn't who took it. But I think most people, even if I didn't spoil that it was Arnold who took it, will guess, oh, it was Arnold who took the money. Most people will probably figure that out. You know, I mean, I liked another movie I saw this year that I liked. I saw Nonstop. That was a mystery thriller. I liked that one. I thought it was an interesting idea, a murder mystery on a plane. Because it kept me invested. I wanted to see how this killer was going to kill these people in a crowded plane, and how was Liam Neeson going to figure it out. I had more fun with that. It's not an action movie. It's a mystery, but it worked better. And I like mysteries. A lot of the stuff I watch, like on TV, are mysteries. I like Psych, which just came to an end last week. It had its final episode. I like Psych. That's a mystery comedy. I like Castle with Nathan Fillion. I like that show. That's also a comedy, but it's a mystery show. So I like mysteries. It's just this is just not a very good one. It just wasn't very interesting. And most of the characters are a bunch of unlikable assholes. Arnold still does a good job. I didn't mind his character overall. It's pretty cliche. I mean, Arnold's played this character before. I mean, the character he plays in this is basically kind of, but not really, his character from Collateral Damage, which is a much better movie. It's not an action movie either, but it's a much better movie than this. I mean, the only difference is that his character in this is a DEA agent, and the character in that's a regular guy. But let me just say this too. David Ayer, I don't think he did a terrible job directing because I thought the movie was shot well. There was no shaky cam that I could tell. The blood and the gore was all practical. There's almost no CGI. Maybe a couple of the gunshots and the sparks are CGI, but very minimal. And David Ayer co-wrote this movie with fucking Skip Woods, who A lot of people think Skip Woods doesn't even exist. They think that he's just this moniker that, he's like the Alan Smithy, but for screenwriters. Because nobody can find a picture of the guy. Um, but Skip Woods, he wrote what he wrote. He wrote Hitman. He wrote A Good Day to Suck Hard on This Dick. Skip Woods is just a crappy writer. It's a shitty writer. And David Ayer, I don't think he's a terrible director. He takes full responsibility because he wrote the script. He co-wrote the script. I'm assuming most of the shitty dialogue came from Skip Woods. And the thing is, folks, David Ayer wrote and directed a film. I think he co-wrote it with someone else as well. But 2 years ago, he did a movie called End of Watch, which I actually really like. It is kind of a found footage movie. It's a cop thriller slash. It's got the found foot. It is shot a lot with found footage on handheld cameras and stuff. But it doesn't stay like that all the time. It's a mix. 90% of the movie is like 10% is shot like a regular movie. And I liked End of Watch. End of Watch was actually a good movie. It wasn't an action movie, but it was a pretty good cop thriller. I liked the characters. I liked Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena. I liked their characters. I thought they had great chemistry together. I thought they had great dialogue. The movie was legitimately funny. It did a good job, better than this movie, of balancing the humor with the more darker, grimmer elements, because End of Watch does deal also with like the drug cartels and some of the horrible, horrible shit the drug cartels do. A lot of that stuff is true, man. The drug cartels are some seriously fucked up people. If you've ever heard some of the shit that they do, it's just fucking terrible. And it sucks, too, because, I'm from Mexico. I was born here, but, most of my family's from Mexico, and thankfully none of my family's ever had to deal with that crap, but I know a lot of people in Mexico do, and David Ayer sort of is clearly a fan of that stuff, because he put a lot of that in both films, and End of Watch, I think, just did it better. It was a much, much better film. Legitimately funny. It's not what I would say. It's kind of fun, but it does take itself very seriously, and it does have, I would say, kind of a sad ending. Not a depressing ending, but a sad ending. I would say I can recommend End of Watch over this. End of Watch is a much better film. At least in my opinion, I think End of Watch is a much better film. And I like Arnold more than Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena, but I just thought that was a better film. It was a better written film. I would say even if you're not a fan of the whole found footage thing, it's still worth a watch. So yeah, I mean, maybe one day. I don't have a copy of it, but I do enjoy the film. If you want to see End of Watch, it's up on Netflix. But I prefer. I think that was a much better film, and I'd like to get a copy of End of Watch. I like to own that in my collection. Sabotage, no, I'll never own this movie. I'll probably never see this again. Maybe on a free download, so I can show it to a friend of mine, because I know he wanted to see it, even though I told him it sucked. But for free. But I'll never pay money for this thing ever again. I already paid money for it. I'm not paying for it again. So yeah, that's all. That's how I'm gonna end this. End of Watch is a better film, and David Ayer, I don't know how the fuck you can go from that to this piece of shit. And Arnold, I don't know, man. Maybe they just paid you the right amount so that you can star in this movie, or maybe you saw something in this script that I didn't fucking see. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got. And I'm gonna try and come back and do some more videos. I got some stuff here that I want to show off. I'm not sure if I'll talk about just the movies, because I'm not sure if anyone really cares about the video games and then the comic books and then the trade paperbacks that I got. But and there's some other stuff I wanted to talk about, just random stuff regarding movies and movies, TV, video games. A lot of stuff I wanted to talk about. So one of these days, if I can take a break from porn. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention too. I was so bored watching this movie for most of the time that I was in there when nothing was happening, which is probably why I don't remember a lot of the stuff. I was on my phone looking at porn while I was in there. I was in the top row. Nobody was sitting around me, so I just popped out my phone and I started looking at some porn. just some pictures, just flipping through it, just looking at it, and then then I would look up every once in a while, and back to the porn. I had more fun doing that than watching the fucking movie. All right, I'm done. Later.